Well, I miss you too. I do. I'm absolutely serious about that. I miss you. It feels good to miss the opportunity to communicate, to connect with like minded people. People that from their actions, from their words, that they share a similar sentiment and concern for Guyana, as I do. And I think it's about time that I say again, unapologetically, what needs to be said. I can say with confidence, I can say with confidence, and I'll tell you why I can say with confidence. For the very fact that for a long time, for years, since my infancy, since the time when I became conscious and I was allowed to go astray while being kept, you know, an eye was kept on me, to sample society, to see where I fit in. That was pretty young. That was just around the age of 12 and progressing. As I've said before, I have witnessed people being abused, tormented, bullied. I tried to intervene in some cases as a kid. I thought to myself that the Word of God can make a difference. I tried that area. I've invested time, resources, my talent in that field. I thought to myself, love can help. Tried television, radio, whatever medium that I had access to, invested my talents, resources, my time, intelligence. Now in 2025, I realize that religion hasn't helped. Love for others and love for self didn't help. What's left? What is left is gaining access to the tools, to the resources, to the constitutional protection that can enable me the chance to achieve this long embedded, pursued desire in making Guyana a nation within the boundaries of the 83,000 square mile, where it can be once and for all a place that is livable, not just to exist, not just to survive, but livable, to enjoy the promises that all the religion talks about only after you are dead. If you make it to heaven, those promises, peace, security, love, respect, those promises, I realize that there is no other method, no other system under the sun by which Guyana can achieve the kind of status of security, peace, neighborliness, than to use the apparatus of the state, politics, the power of the Constitution, the power of the executive branch. Only by that mean can Guyana achieve the status of maximum security for its citizens. Maximum protection, the protection that a president enjoys. Every Guyanese citizen must enjoy such protection, has a right under the Constitution to enjoy such protection. Not only the president or vice president, every Guyanese citizen deserves that level of protection. And I realize that after all these governments, from independence to now, no one, none of them has afforded the least of that privilege to the Guyanese people. None of them. Now is my turn. It is my turn to show the Guyanese people. I'm not making a promise. I'm telling you what I will do. What I will do. Not can do, might do, maybe, probably. No. I'm saying that I will deliver. I will guarantee 100%. This is not a manifesto promise. This is not a promise to get votes. I am saying to you, to whoever gets this broadcast, hear this message. I am saying to you, I will effect a permanent solution to rid Guyana, to rid the country Guyana of every single element of destruction, of chaos, of terrorism, every single element. I will scrub all the neighborhoods. I will go through house by house. I will unearth whatever tomb I have to. I will cut down whatever tree I have to. I will burn down whatever forest I have to find every criminal that has done and is doing and plans to make the security of Guyana a place of questionable circumstances and to make the Guyanese citizen fearful of their security. I will get every single One of them. And who has to face the death penalty will face the death penalty. There are only two options available to those criminals. Now, I'm saying this now. I want you to save this video, put it in your archives, note of it. Whatever you need to do it. Because from today, I will be making this a talking point. There are two options that I'm going to give, I'm going to make available to persons who intend to commit crime, who has committed crime, and have not yet been found or punished by the law. Two options: the death penalty or life in prison. Only those two options: life in prison or the death penalty. Either way, you will never again see the light of day. Ever again. The state will kill you, or the state will lock you up for the rest of your life. That I can promise you, I will do. So once and for all, that problem will be solved. Will be solved. Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I'm Dr. Love Prasad. It's Saturday. Yesterday, due to circumstances beyond my control, I was not able to come to you with the live broadcast. I do apologize for my absence, and thank you for your support, your questions, your messages, your concern. Thank you. And for all the persons who have been concerned about me showing up at the PPP launch rally tomorrow, Sunday, in Kitty. I applaud your concern. I applaud your concern. But you see, the law provides for self-defense. The law caters for that. You kill before you're killed. The law provides for self-defense. I'm always proactive. Proactive. I will not allow anyone to think they hold my destiny or freedom of movement in their hands or their mouth. Anyone. You see, I may not look like the typical so-called thug or gangster, the nasty face, stinky, frog-like. No, frog is a decent word. Crapo-like, wild hog-like, thick-lipped, vagabond, scum, messy hair. I may not look like those. My appearance may be the nice, don't want to touch anybody, ties, decent, nice looking guy, talks nice. Oh my gosh, he's so, yeah, I may look like that. I can't help it. This is just how I am. I can't help it. But if you mistaken this appearance, because you are hideous, like Aubrey Norton, you are like the typical nasty face ghetto David Hines, Rickford Burke type, that you can come with that look and think I'm going to be scared of you because you look ugly? I was created in the image and likeness of greatness, be it Hanuman or Shiva of whatever name you want to associate. But that level of might, you were created in an image of Rawan, the devil, Satan, Lucifer. So you bring that. I'm throwing the challenge out. Bring it. Bring it on. I need reasons. I need reasons to put on my to do list. I need reasons to put on my to do list when I'm Minister of Home Affairs. I need reasons from now so I don't forget. You see, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. But I need you Negroes to give me more reasons to add more activities to my agenda when I am, and I repeat, the Minister of Home Affairs. You see, I had no intentions, but because of the fact that you are inspiring me with your bullyism, your criminal activities, and your continued terrorism of the good citizens of Guyana, I say, fuck it. I'm the only one who can stop it, and I will stop it. I will stop it. Yes. For the persons who are, I'm unfortunately in the future I'll be greeting you, but I have to. I'm on a kind of thing that I can't put too much pressure on my. You understand, but I would before I continue the show today, I want to share something with you. Yes, I want to share something with you. I want to give you the names of some countries where there is, this is zero crime, zero crime. The crimes that exist in these countries, maybe a wife slaps her husband, maybe, those word crime, spousal misunderstanding, but civil crime, criminal as in crime. I want you to, and if you have the time, you can do your own research, but I just want to give you an idea as to a few countries where it is non-existent. Okay? Iceland, New Zealand, Austria, Denmark, Singapore, Switzerland, Portugal, Canada, Slovenia, Finland, Ireland, Czechia, Japan, Croatia, Estonia, Hungary, Luxembourg, Malaysia, Qatar, Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway, United Arab Emirates, Australia. You heard those countries I just called? Zero, zero, null crimes. Meaning, In those countries I just called, and you see how many there are. Now, those are the countries where it's zero. There are countries where it's 1%. Those countries with zero crime, they are not religious countries. They are not countries where the entire population are religious people. Those countries are European, mostly European countries. Europe. They are so far away from Africa. Far away. The countries that has the highest crime, highest crime. I think number one may be the United States. I think. But the countries with the highest crime are African countries. African countries. And I'm not talking about Africa alone. I'm talking countries that has either opposition that are Africans or governments that are African, or a large population of Africans. Those countries are ridiculously criminally oriented. Ridiculously. What are we looking at here? What am I saying? That black people are prone to violence and criminal activity? Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That black people are prone to crime and criminal activities. It's like a reflex. So I wouldn't discuss the psychology behind that. What I'm here to do and what my purpose is to emphasize on the solution. We all know what the problem is. You have lived with the problem all your life. To this day, you have lived with the problem all your life. How long will it continue? How many governments has to come and promise in their manifesto on the campaign trail that they're going to provide security for their citizens? How many times you have to be tricked and fooled and lied to? By people who are seeking your votes. Every government, including Irfan Ali, now, including this government, Irfan Ali government, there may have been a slight reduction. But is that what you settled for? You want to hear that there is a 20-something percentage decline in criminal activities? That leaves it at 70%. That leaves it at 80%. Fellow Guyanese, the same people who are on the campaign trail now are the same people who were there all the time. My question is not for the PNC or the APNU or the whoever, whatever. They're all PNC. My question is not for them. My question is not for them. Because if the PNC were concerned about the security and the safety of the good Guyanese, a matter of fact, of all Guyanese, if they were concerned about that, they had 5 years of a fluke placement in government. They had 5 years to put systems in place, to campaign on something in 2020 to say, you see, we have solved the issue of crime. PNC were in government. I don't think a lot of you are engaging your mental faculty here. PNC was in government. When the crime rate was exorbitantly high, the same who terrorized the country in Jagdeo time, the same criminal terrorized the country in PNC time. There are no respecter of government. These criminals are no respecter of government. It is not as if they're terrorizing the country, they're committing crimes because they hate the government, because the government is an Indian government. So they're doing that because they want the rest of the world to think that, oh, the Indian government is so corrupt, they are encouraging crime in the country. Because if your government is a criminal government, then the people are inspired to commit crime. It is not like that. Because in the PNC regime, crime was ridiculously high. Terrible. So are you saying that because these people who commit the most crime in Guyana are these ghetto thugs, these Negroes, then the government at the time, PNC, would turn their backs to say, well, they're our people. As long as they terrorize the Indians, as long as they steal from the Chinese, as long as they do this to the foreigners, leave them alone. So the criminals were allowed to rampage because their people were in government. Then why is it that they are doing the same thing with a system that is not considered their people? If they were not afraid, if they were not afraid of the PNC because the PNC are their brothers and sisters, then why is it that the fear does not exist for the Ali government? You may not be afraid of your own, but you would fear somebody else who doesn't look like you. But it seemed like either way, no matter what government is in charge, they have no respect. They are respected of no one. They fear no one, regardless of which government is in charge. Then who can solve the problem? The criminals fear no one. Then how can you get the problem solved? Regardless of what the politicians come on the campaign trail and they talk about crime and solving crime and all these kinds of stuff, when they get into office, no crime is solved. The same fear the Guyanese went to bed with during the PNC time, the same fucking fear they go to bed with during the Ali time. Same fear. Matter of fact, it's even greater now. Why can't none of you solve this problem? Why? I have a suspicion. The entire Guyana police force, are black people. You can't count the Indians because you don't see them. You have to really go close up. Let them take their hats off. Take a blood test to know that, okay, that's an Indian. The entire Guyana police force are Negroes. From the top to the fucking bottom. Negroes. Every department are dominated by blacks. The crime chief, Negro. The commissioner of police, Negro. The home affairs minister, fucking Negro. And you wonder why crime reigns. Am I implying that these people collude with criminals? Is that what I'm implying? I'm implying that somehow they are sympathetic towards criminals because most of the criminals are blacks. Consider PNC time 2015, 2020. Let's make the comparison. How do we solve that? How long must it continue? And these same people are going on their campaign trail. They're talking about money. Money. Their entire manifesto, their entire political slogans and talk is on money. They are obsessed with the oil money. If the white man didn't discover the oil in Guyana, what the fuck you people will do? It's not the black man or the Indian man discovered Guyana oil. It's the white man. Okay? The white man discovered it. The white man invested in years of his money. The white man invested his money, years exploring, searching, trying to pinpoint, identify what mineral lies below the water surface. The white man, he discovered the oil. And look who's benefiting. An entire nation is benefiting from the hard work, from the dedication, from the resources of white people. So don't come base this nonsense manifesto thing and talking about what you will do and our oil and oil money and the country deserves more from the oil wealth and the country this and the country that. Fuck it. You didn't discover the oil. You didn't discover the oil. Okay? If that oil wasn't discovered, how many countries has no oil? Some of the country I just called there in Europe, they have nothing. Nothing. And look at the standard of living. Look at the lifestyle. Look at the quality of their life there. Zero crime and they have no oil. No gold. No timber. So don't come with this oil stuff. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Before the oil, Guyana has lots and lots and lots and lots of minerals. Who exploited it? Who exploited it? The white man? So those people who are leaning on this whole talking point from the PNC or whoever, now you have WIN, the new PNC, about oil wealth and oil wealth and oil wealth. Cut the bullshit. Really, cut the bullshit. At the end of the day, Guyanese should be grateful to the white man. I'm not limiting this to the Americans. The oil companies that invested for years without any certainty that they'll find something. If the oil was not discovered, you think the Guyana government would have refunded them? You think taxpayers would have said, hey, okay, we didn't find any oil, at least let's pay these people back for trying? You think they would have done that? No, of course not. Of course not. So this is beyond that. Don't justify the crime and the criminals because people feel as though they are not adequately compensated. For what? Adequately compensated for what? What is it that the Afro-Guyanese is doing for Guyana? What? What industry did they start? What are they doing? What company? How are they contributing to the economy? How? You mean the government has to compensate the pregnancy, then the baby, then through schooling, then adulthood, then fucking retirement? When would the black understand that they must embed in their heads is not what the man can do for you? How can you make the man's life better? The Bible says the woman is the fucking helpmeet, not a consumer. And it's the same thing with country. You are supposed to help your country, not sit around idle, get fat and get drunk and high for your country to help you. If the country has to always help you just so you don't go steal and rob and molest people, who is going to help your country? The IMF, the World Bank, the IDB, or the white man? Well, they're all white men, so who? Then you talk about colonialists, reparations. I saw the video where in All Boys Town, is it All Boys Town? What seemed like an elderly man, an elderly person, maybe it's a man on a motorcycle, was attacked by what looked like a demon. He was attacked by what looked like a demon, a black demon with a machete. We all saw that demon struck that man after the man was on the ground. We all saw, took something from the man. We later learned it's about $30,000. The man sustained tremendous injury in the hospital in broad daylight. We all saw that, right? Most of you saw that. And that demon just walked away. Cold. Just walked away. Possibly waiting around for the next victim. Left the man, they just walked away. Well, he was arrested. He was arrested. The mainstream PNC media didn't cover that. It wasn't really trending. Ah, it's not important. The victim looked like somebody of a maybe mixed race of Indian, I don't know, but the person doesn't seem to be black. But this black demon pounced upon the man, robbed him, attempted attempted murder on the man's life for 30,000. How much is that in dollars? 100. How much? 100. $150. Almost killed someone for $150. You see, while you have all these propagandists and so-called influencers, podcasters, and all these titles they give themselves, they're branding me as a hater, anti-blackist, anti-Africanist, anti-whatever. None of them condemns that. Call it out for what it is. None of them. Despite all of that, they're still sending me threats saying that you don't like your own people. Why can't you stand with your brothers? They want to send me donations. Those black people, they're now telling me that I'm not true unto myself because I am not standing with a group of people that looks like that demon who almost killed a man for $150 or less. They want me to support that crowd, that race of people that didn't come out and talk against that, that didn't share that, condemning it. I'm supposed to associate myself in a sympathetic way towards black people. And when the same black people in Guyana do not come out and publicly denounce, condemn that level of crime against other humans, they don't. And I must associate myself with them. Never. Never. You all saw. You saw the face of that criminal. You saw the face of that criminal. Can you honestly say you can look upon that person's countenance anytime, night or day? Can you honestly say that? Look how hideous that person, that criminal, early 20s. How old is he? Early 20s. Imagine at that time, he can attack someone and just calmly walk away. That meant that this is not the first time that demon would have done that. He is used to it. He has become immune to that kind of crime and attacks. He's used to it. That's a representation of the ghetto I talk about. That's how most of them are. That's how most of them are. Grown man, look at the person. Grown man, and you have people with less physical abilities are going and working in the sugar estate, going and working in construction site, going and working in terms of whatever jobs are available. Less physical mass. And that individual, the best he could do is arm himself with a cutlass and attack helpless non-black citizens of Guyana to rob them of whatever they have. And you blame the government. You blame the government. PNC, APNU, none of these people has a record of condemning these things. All they say is that we have to do something for the youth. What fucking youth? What youth? What youth? The government owes the black people nothing. Nothing in Guyana. Nothing. Not a job, not food, not fucking grants. The government owes the blacks nothing. The government owes nobody anything. The government is there as a steward to manage the affairs of the country. Okay? That's what they're there for. Everybody has to play their role. The government is there so that equal distribution of services and goods to the people. That's what the government is there for. Not to do anything special for black people. The black governments didn't do it. Never did. Besides, in the PNC time, they gave the blacks all the houses and the lands. The government owes the black people nothing. Nothing. So if you, Nigel Hughes and these others, are justifying the crime by saying that, well, you're marginalizing people, you're not giving this, so you are now equipping the criminals, you're giving them ideas to say, hey, go ahead and do crime. They have to be lenient with you when they catch you. Oh, and they are. They are lenient with them. Look at the bail they're getting. Look at the bail these black judges are giving to these criminals. Oh, you can go on bail, 200,000, 50,000, 30,000. Yeah, go ahead. And the case takes 1-2 years. And finally, it's dismissed. In that time, the other day they had another case there. Yesterday, where an individual took a firearm and shot in the house where he was. A ghetto neighborhood. His father's firearm. We don't know the story behind that, but you heard the news. You saw the news. What I want you to pay attention to is that the same individual was caught 2 years. Same gun issue. Illegal firearm. But what happened? The case was dismissed. Or some shit to that effect. Illegal firearm, and he wasn't charged, wasn't jailed, wasn't in prison. 2 years after. Look at what was possible. Same individual, same gun story. Many lives could have been lost in that house. Many lives. All because the law caught that individual a while ago with illegal firearm. Somehow, the person was allowed to go. And a while after, he could have been responsible for the death of many people. But instead, he suffered. If he was taken off the streets the first time he was caught with an illegal firearm, maybe the system would have helped him. If you're saying he had a mental issue, maybe they could have helped him. Maybe he could have been in a psychiatric prison or center getting treatment. Still alive, that his relatives could go visit him. Now he's dead. And he could have taken many with him because the system allowed him to go free. How many people that were put on bail, who were caught in terrible crimes, given bail, committed before their case, before their cases was tried, before all of that shit. They're out on bail, they go and commit crime again. How many? So you saw there the other day where this man robbed, almost killed somebody for $150. You saw. And you scrub the internet. All the people that likes to talk and keep talking. They spin all of that to blame the Indian government that they deemed racial. But the people who are committing the crimes are black people. It's not Indian people committing crimes on black people. It's black people committing crime against Indian people with an Indian government. And the PNC government, it was the same thing. So regardless of which government or political party is in government, it doesn't affect the criminals' ability to terrorize the country. Regardless of who is there, they do it anyway. Robbery under arms, they get bail. Robbery under arms. But when they catch someone with drugs, they don't give those people bail so easily. When they murder, they get bail. How fucked up is the system? For nonsensical offenses, white collar crime, you give bail. You don't give bail. But high level crime, like the Mohammed's issue, murder, robbery, that there should be zero bail for, you're giving bail. You're putting them on bail. One of the reasons why all those countries I mentioned are peaceful, zero crime, it is because of the laws that they have regarding breaking the law, the consequences. You can't, even if you are crazy or you're playing crazy, you can't risk committing a crime because they are so advanced in their system. They'll find you. Even if you bury yourself, they'll find you. And the consequences are so heavy. Criminals can't afford it. It's too expensive to commit crime. That's why their societies are peaceful, because nobody, no matter how rich you are, can afford to commit crime. But in Guyana, the people who can afford to commit crime are the poor ones. You would think that the cost of crime, only the rich man can afford it, like Azruddin Mohammed. But you have poor, alleged self-proclaimed poverty-stricken Negroes who are abusing the criminal enterprises. They're committing the most crime. You think that they're so rich they can afford to get away with it. There's so much leniency and flexibility. You would think they control the judges, the police, and the legal system because they get away with crime. That's what rich people do. Powerful, rich, powerful people get away with crime. How the heck is the poor man getting away with crime, but the rich man isn't in Guyana? How? Because, like I said before, from the judges, the magistrates, the discipline services, all controlled by black people. All controlled by black people. And yes, though they might profess or confess or give an impression that they support the PPP, don't believe it. Don't believe it. Black people are sentimentally attached to the PNC. Somehow, they are loyal to the PNC because their parents or grandparents or somebody for them. So they have this emotional attachment. They're emotionally attached to the PNC, and by default, black people. So regardless of what they claim, when it comes down to enforcing the law, in extreme cases, they will enforce the law if it's personal. But most of the times, they turn the other cheek because of their silent hatred for Indians, for Indo-Guyanese. You see it on the media. You see it on social media. How many of them condemn that attack with that person, with that machete? How many? You have a lot of them on your list. How many of them? They bring your attention because it's election period. They bring your attention to the so-called corruption of the government, but yet they can't give evidence. These Melly Mells and these other people, they do what they do best: spread fake news. What they do best. Bench Corp and all these other, they do what they do best. For the next 5 years, they'll continue. They need to hold the attention of the blacks who support the PNC. So they have to continue to fabricate stuff because they think that they're safe in America, and America will not transport them to Guyana to face justice. They think they're safe there. So they continue to do what they do, say what they say, because there's no extradition treaty. They'll fight the case there. And since they have the Democrats who are pro-black and anti-Ali, anti-Trump, they're providing with the necessary protection they need. That's the battle we're fighting. But I don't care about none of that. I don't care about any of that. You have the other issue. We talk about Guyana is a democracy. Freedom of movement. Imagine in CARICOM, they're signing this accord where CARICOM citizens can have the freedom of movement without showing passport, without stamp. Just jump on the plane, you go, we gotta go. Buy a ticket, you go. No passport, no stamp, none of that. Go, do your stuff. But in Guyana, Guyanese citizens don't have freedom of movement within fucking Guyana. Imagine that. The PPP government, the PPP party is in government, but yet the PPP party cannot conduct free politics in any neighborhood they wish. That's what they do. Some of these hooligans, some of these low-life scums, these nasty people, they want to show that they can run the PPP out, or they can beat and fight and approach their own black people. Yeah, that's the irony. They're telling me I don't like black people, but in Guyana, you have black people who endorse the PPP, who is in the PPP camp doing their evangelizing for politics, and other black people who, for whatever reason, are violently confronting The people they claim to love that I don't love. But they're attacking them, running them out of a neighborhood, claiming that they don't belong there. Let me break that down. When I am Home Affairs Minister, that will never happen. Never happen. It can never happen. It will never happen. They wouldn't risk it. They wouldn't risk it. But here, what we have there. This is what we have. The roads in that neighborhood, be it Tuckville or whatever fucking ville they call it, the roads, the public infrastructure, who built it? Who installed it? Isn't it the government who does that? Who provides the services that all those people get? Water, electricity, who does it? The government does. Be it PNC, PPP, whoever, it's the government who provides those services. The government. The PPP government on the Irfan Ali has done the most in 5 years for all neighborhoods across the country. All neighborhoods across the country. More so, black neighborhoods. An Indian president under a PPP government has done that. None of the black let's deal specifically with this Tugville place. None of the residents in Tugville, none of the fucking residents in Tugville planted a electricity pole for electricity. None of them. None of them bought a sack of cement to help to build the roads in their neighborhood. None of them contributed towards the drainage being dug or the garbage being collected. None of them. But yet these fools, these subhumans, these animals can talk about PPP can't come in my neighborhood. How the fuck it comes your neighborhood? How? Is your name there? It says Tugville. Since when is your neighborhood? You live there. Might be renting a house. You live there. Nowhere in Guyana, no neighborhood, no belongs to the black people. Yeah, your ancestors may have bought a piece of land during slavery, but who's developing it? Who has built the infrastructure in the lands that your ancestors bought? Whichever area is it? Who did? The government. So none of you has a right. None of you has any right to run anybody from any neighborhood, to prevent any political party from going to any neighborhood. None of you. Nobody has that right to do that. If you approach anyone and threaten or attack or in any way prevent someone from conducting a socially or democratic right of activity in any neighborhood, you, the person, should be arrested and charged. Should be made a public example to. That is what happens in civilized countries. In civilized countries, when people behave like that, they are arrested. They are put before the courts. That's what happens in civilized democratic countries. It ain't fucking Kenya or Uganda or the Congo. It's the Caribbean, the West Indies. It's 2025. It's Guyana. And you have these dog-like, jungle-like, wild animal behavior in a developed country where you have these are threatening people's freedom of movement. We don't want them in my, what the fuck neighborhood? What with my neighborhood? If it's your neighborhood, the government should dig up all the roads, dig all the roads up, dig up all the roads, remove all the electricity poles, remove all the infrastructure, remove it. Let them build it themselves. Oh, it's your neighborhood? Fine. Remove all the electricity pole, everything, get it out. Let them go and build it themselves. Let them come together. They're unity, right? They're united. They're black people. They have self-love. We can stand together. Okay, stand together. Stand together in your black neighborhoods. You don't want the government to come or nobody. Okay, good. You build your own roads. Build your own companies. Hire yourself. Create your own products. Build, a matter of fact, build a wall around Tocqueville. Build a wall around Buxton, around Agricola, around Alboyston. All of these criminal neighborhoods, build a wall around it. The government should give them money for that. Build a wall. Yes. That would be so good for Guyana. Build a wall and stay inside. Stay in there. Don't come out. Nobody wants to mix with the ghetto. Stay in there. Fight each other, kill each other, whatever. Stay there. The rest of Guyana would be better off without any mixing of people from the ghetto. Stay there. Don't come out. Don't come and mix with the rest of us. Just stay there. Protect yourself. Since it's your neighborhood. Do that. Then you can have the PNC to govern you. Mohamed can be your president. And Aubrey Norton, his vice president. Because in no way Aubrey Norton would ever be president. So he will be Mohamed's vice president. So anybody who thinks that the neighborhood belongs to them or a street belongs to them, these bullies, typical African bullies, yeah, they like to bully people. Fine. Cut off all the aids, all of the services from these black neighborhoods. Since it's theirs, okay, no more aid for them. No more government aid. Let them govern themselves. They can have all these people that they talk about or they support them in America, wherever. Send money to support them. Yeah. Don't sell them cars. Don't sell them houses. Don't sell them food. Say no blacks are allowed. That's what they want. Treat them accordingly. Treat them accordingly. Don't sit around and accept it because you think you have to be a good citizen. You have to be a good citizen, but they're not. They're not. And when you tell me things about we have to pray for them. Look, I don't want, respectfully, none of you, please, don't send me messages about prayers, don't send me messages about that. Okay? I'm not interested in that. My method, like I said before, my method is not prayers. It's not a waste time with spending money behind gospel. That's not my method. Since when that shit worked? Since when? Since when did prayer ever keep anyone safe in Guyana? Since when? Since when? Tell me, what time? All the churches they have. How many churches are there in Tocqueville? How many Christian churches are there in Buxton? How many Christian churches are there in the black communities? How many? Count them. The communities that are mostly violent, how many churches do they have in those communities? Too numerous to fucking mention. But look at the level of immorality, of chaos, of junkies and drugs and prostitutes and look at the level of that. So you tell me if church helped. Tell me. It never did. It never will. All the countries I have mentioned before, they didn't depend on for he is Lord and let's come together and worship and none of that fucking nonsense. It's nonsense. It's a waste of money, waste of time. President Ali, no disrespect, you got to do what you got to do. You want to create these shows, fine, but that's your thing. For me, it's waste of time. Enforce the law harshly. Okay? No bail for violent crimes, robbery under arms, whatever the arm is. If you commit murder, capital punishment for you. Either way, the criminals must never again see the light of day. Never again. Drain the ghetto. Sweep them out. Clean the ghetto. And the houses that they used to live, the houses that used to house these murderous criminals, burn it down. Don't break it. Burn it down and build something fresh. So all that toxic, demonic, satanic energy that those criminals used to emit, fire would purify that place. Get them out, keep them out. I've said before, build a prison somewhere in the interior, somewhere far, far away. Not Mazaruni. If I had money, I'll buy the island of Mazaruni. I have my eye on it. I'm going to buy it. Mazaruni Island. Break all those prisons there. That's a beautiful place. You don't need that kind of energy there. You need prisons behind the devil's back. And all them criminals, send them there for the rest of their life. Send them there. Rid society of these elements. Rid the society. Get rid of them. People must be free. Guyanese must be free to move wherever they want. Talk to whoever they want. Compete on a fair ground. Compete on a fair ground. You're talking you don't want this person as if you are anybody important. As if you are anybody important. A lot of these Negroes talk as though they have something to lose. You would think they have something of importance to lose. That's what is confusing sometimes. You have these Simona Bruins woman and Aubrey Norton, and this replacement for Aubrey Norton, Mohamed, Ajuni Mohamed. You have all these people talking, trying to drive fear in these Negroes, as if these Negroes have something tangible to lose with Irfan Ali's re-election. They have nothing. They had nothing in PNC time. And with Irfan Ali's time, with all the opportunities that this Muslim president, who sometimes I have to look again to see if he's not really a black Christian president, but this Muslim president, all these opportunities that his policies has made available to the Guyanese people. These thugs, these low-life, lazy fuckers didn't take advantage of it. They were not interested. They're happy stealing, robbing, gangsterism, drugs. They're happy doing that. Every weekend they go steal. And they have money for the whole week. They can buy some bread or some egg balls somewhere and sip some cane juice, or five of them share a big bottle of beer. And they hustle some girl somewhere that has a job and she has to take care of them. They're happy with that. And now these Mohammed and Brooms and these other people are making these Negroes think that it's a risk for them. They have a lot to lose. You can't have a lot to lose if you have nothing. They never had anything. Nothing whatsoever. They're fucking dumb. They can't spell their names. They can't read. They're illiterate. Their brain cannot function. All they know is to just talk tuggy, violent, and that's all they know. They don't know anything else. You can't bargain with them. You can't reason with them. And you want me? I'm a first class male. If you know what first class is. You want me to identify myself with a group of lowlifes that has never done anything for humanity? Never. You're talking about what? 1,000 years ago? If you migrated from that ancestral lineage of kings and queens and whatever, that today you can be so criminal oriented, so murderous, such a low life. That where is the evidence that you came from something great? You came from something great, but yet your actions in 2025 is so small. So small. Who are you fooling? Search the internet. Look at the statistics. The countries that I have mentioned, that has zero crime. Zero crime. I can also tell you about the population statistics there too. Those countries, their population is 50, 60% European, mean white people, 10 to 20% East Indian, mean Indian. They have a 10% Chinese, 1% black. 1% black. And the blacks, the 1% black, are the elite, upscale, middle class, educated black people who walk the walk like the Europeans. They want no association whatsoever with black people or Africa. None. They're happy where they are. They're happy with that. Their kids are not targeted. They can walk free. They're safe. They can sleep with their doors open. They can go with their jewelry anywhere. They can be free to enjoy the heaven on earth. Because the population to which they are a part of are a low percent African presence. Low percent. Why can't you Africans in Guyana understand that you are the problem? The problem with Guyana is the African. You want to say Afro-Guyanese, the Afro-Guyanese. You are the problem with Guyana. You are the problem. It's nobody else. You have always been the problem. Today you are the problem. You're the one who made the threats. You're the one who are first to attack. You're the one who are first to complain and criticize and threaten. You are the first to do that. Everybody else in Guyana has to protect themselves against you. Against you. Who do you protect yourself from? Yourself. Because the black people in Guyana are protecting themselves from other black people. You are the most corrupt, criminal, racist, hateful people in Guyana. Prove me the fuck wrong. Prove me wrong. I know what I'm saying. Prove me wrong. How do you want decent black people to stand with you? Stand with what? What is there to stand with? What is there? What? You are a failure as a people. A failure. All the other nations, all the other ethnic groups and races around the world are advancing, climbing speedily. You're still there, stuck in slavery. Still there, stuck in slavery. That you can look up to people like Vibes Cartel. Yeah. Yeah. Vibes Cartel. And all these other people, I don't know them. Seriously, I don't know them. I don't listen to them. I don't know them. I don't anything I see, I don't click on it. I don't know them. But the things circulating sometimes, okay, oh, that's what they are. But you are looking up. Imagine that. You are looking up to these people. And look in the PNC. Look in the PNC. Look who are there. And Mr. Hughes, Nigel Hughes, you're talking about chaos on Monday, nominations day. You are a lawyer, and you're already subliminally inciting in the minds of the thugs that if you don't get what you're looking for, they must come out and fight because the PPP intends to bully you. Listen to your rhetoric. It started already. People like you. So if it turns out that the PPP stays in remain in their second position, protests. There are going to be problems. You are the one saying it. You are now suggesting what you want the people to do. If anything happens on Monday, they should arrest you, my Nigel. You should be arrested. You should be arrested. Because you're already building this thing up now. You're talking about it. Then you're going to go on all these platforms and talk about problems, chaos. Yeah, Bench Cop like the bloodbath thing, right? He likes that. Because that's what demons and spirits, evil, they want blood. They want division, chaos, corruption, confusion. They want that. So, President Ali, you should stand strong. You're still the president. You should stand strong. While my time is coming for me to fix the problem as Minister of Home Affairs, you see, before I consider being president, I have to make Guyana safe. So when I'm president, I don't have to go through that again. If you don't want me to be Minister of Home Affairs, then put somebody who can fix it. Put somebody who can fix it. Because we're talking 2025. All the people who are there who think they could do a job, you were there all the fucking time. That's what I'm saying. All the people who are talking about, oh, this security, oh, this, oh, all the people, they were always there. Guyanese understand. These people were always there. And don't bother with Mohamed, Azruddin Mohamed. He is a part of the problem too. So he is the last person to talk about law-abiding citizen of zero corruption. He is the last fucking person to talk about that. The last. For you to have America so far. Look how far America is. Look the distance. That you need a visa to go there. To have a country way on the other side of the world to catch you as a criminal and sanction you, man, you are lower than the lowest. It's not your next door neighbor, Suriname or some other country. It's America. Look how far they are. They are so far and they could see your crimes. And he wants to go in government to stop corruption, and he is the corruption. My fellow Guyanese, I'm going to fix the problem with security. There'll be no more crime. If you vote for Azruddin Mohamed, you're getting PNC back, you're getting Aubrey Norton, you're getting Simona Brooms, you're getting this person, Shedroy. You're getting those people. Those people who were there in the government before. You're getting them back again. So let's not waste our time thinking that they could fix anything. They are the problem. President Ali has a problem dealing with them because he doesn't have the power of the parliament. One seat isn't anything. You need 10-seat majority. 10. Let the opposition, the PNC, fight amongst themselves. Let them fight amongst themselves. Let them share from the ghetto. Let them share what's in the ghetto. Okay? And by the way, there is a deal. If you think that Amerindian lady that Aubrey Norton is pushing forward to get Amerindian votes, if you think she's going to be the vice president, the prime minister, what is it? Vice president? Prime minister? What is it? They think the Amerindians are stupid. That's what black people think. No, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Since I am coming up and I start to mix amongst them low life, well, not mix, I would hear them talking. They always talked that Amerindians are stupid. Black people always say that. Don't marry an Amerindian girl, you'll have some dumb kids. Don't Amerindians are stupid, they're lazy, they're ignorant, yes, black people always talk like that. And they still do. So Aubrey Norton putting an Amerindian woman as his second because he knows and he believes that Amerindian people are stupid and they're going to buy that and vote for the woman, which as a consequence is a vote for the PNC. But Irfan Ali has to spend time and educate those people to say, hey, don't believe that stuff. You would not have your first Amerindian female prime minister or vice president. That ain't gonna happen. They're lying to you. The person who would be the vice president under the PNC is Azruddin Mohamed. That's the deal they're making. Aubrey Norton will be president and Azruddin Mohamed will be vice president. That is the deal they're making. I think they made the deal. So don't let that thing fool you as if they're rivals and you have win and win. No, they're one. They're one. Win is there so that Irfan Ali don't get the black votes from the ghetto. You see, Aubrey Norton lost them. So Win is there to get them. Because if Win is not there, they'll go to Ali. And if they go to Ali, PNC is screwed. So this whole conspiracy with Win is to make sure that they get the ghetto votes and bring it back to the PNC. That's why he's there. So the deal is that Azzuddin Mohammed will be the vice president if Aubrey Norton wins an election in his dreams. In Aubrey Norton's dream, and he becomes president, Azzuddin is going to be the vice president. That's the dream that Aubrey Norton hopes to dream when he goes to bed on September 1st. So to the Amerindian community, the black people think you're stupid. If you believe and you vote for that woman that you think would be vice president, then you are stupid. Then it's a fact. Because she's not going to be vice president. She never will. The vice president will be Azzuddin Mohammed. It's up to you. Anyway, have a good weekend. And I'm running a church. I'm not running a church here. I'm not a pastor. Okay? So to the persons who have been talking about support and support and support, you have a free will. And while I appreciate those who make an effort, if you can't afford it, please don't send it. Okay? Please don't. See this like a shop. See this like a shop. I'm not a Chinese supermarket. I'm a European brand. So if you don't have the resources to shop in Europe, don't bother yourself. This program is free. You can still watch. You can still tune in. That's it. But don't put yourself out of the way. And because I am, when I talk to people, when I make an offer, I'm talking to people who can afford it. Okay, who have the resources to make tangible, substantial contribution. Those of you who don't have it, please do not. It's an insult to me. Okay? Don't. I'm telling you not to. If you cannot be substantial, please do not contact me to make donations. Don't do it. It is an insult. Okay? Well, I'll see you again on the next live. You see, when I say share the live, I sound like these PNC people. But you can share the live. I sound like me. You understand? Follow me on social media platforms, TikTok and Facebook. And there's no way of sending messages here. I don't know if there's any way. But you can get me, you can contact me via, if you want to send messages on Facebook or TikTok. I don't know how you can do it here. Or if you have the number, the WhatsApp number, where is it again? If you have this number, take this number down and you can add it. You can add it to your phone and you can send me WhatsApp. You can, please don't call. Just send a message. Just send a WhatsApp message. Right, send a WhatsApp message. And if it's a substantial message, then I'll respond. But I can't sit around and people are calling me all the time. I have a lot of other things to do. I'm a busy person. So I'm not available to be talking 24/7 on the telephone. If you are a subscriber, if you're somebody who makes your regular donation contribution, yes, I'll make time to talk with you. Okay, but I'm not available to people are calling me the whole day. I can't take calls like that. If it's something important, you can text me, send a text. I'll read your story. If I can, I'll respond. But You calling is I'm not available to take those calls unless you have something of value to contribute, or you want to say something that would add to my show. Then of course. Otherwise, just send a message. Just send a text on Facebook, on TikTok, or this number here. Take the number down. It's 592. That's the area code. 592 686 7636. You write this here. Yes, 592 686 7636. Yeah, 592. Yeah, 592 686 7636. And I'm all set. Well, I hope my transportation is available. But I'm on schedule to be there at the Kitty launch. So I'm now inviting a lot of you to go out. Let us go out in our numbers. 20,000. You can. The crowd is there. You have the room for that. Make it the largest assembly in the history of Guyana, of any political rally launch, campaign launch. Make it the largest. Come out in your numbers, in your thousands, and let the devil see that you want victory for the PPP. Come out in your numbers. I'll see you there. And Home Affairs Minister gave the order to the police to use whatever force they have to repel the criminals who intend to go and make anybody's life miserable. Give them the order. Law is law. Enforce it. Or else, I'm going to keep saying it. And then eventually, I'll be Home Affairs Minister. If you don't want me to be Home Affairs Minister, fix it. Until next time. See you at the... What's it again? Anyway. Goodbye.